I like some of the characters like Zoro and Chopper. I cannot stand Luffy. He's my least favorite character. And now, after finishing Innie's Lobby, he is still my least favorite character.
Huh? He doesn't like Luffy? Whoa, that's a hot take. That's a scorching hot take. What? Alright, yo. It's no secret that I really love One Piece, right? And I just saw on my feed today that Moist Critical or Penguin C0, still don't know why he calls him that, but I don't know. It's probably like a childhood name, right? Like everyone in their whole childhood like had like one specific nickname that they used on everything, and then they were like, wait a minute, this is cringe, I'm gonna stop using it. But he was like, hey, I don't give a fuck. Right? Anyway, so Moist Master himself made a video about him finally liking One Piece. All right, and I already can tell people are gonna say, oh, you just milking Most Critical reviews. Bro, I barely get views. What you mean, bro? I just wanted to talk about this because one of pretty much the biggest streamers or like influencers, I don't know if he likes being called that, but I feel like he got a lot of good takes. Sometimes, you know, some bad takes, but mostly good in my opinion. And a lot of people listen to him as well. So him talking about One Piece is a huge deal because, you know, if he talks good about One Piece, people might pick it up, you know, and, you know, also become fans, you know, like who doesn't want their own fan base to grow exponentially, right? Like, let's be honest here, bro. Like, some people are like, oh, I like gatekeeping my anime because it's more personal. Like, no. One Piece needs to be more popular than any show around, bro. I need One Piece to surpass Dragon Ball, even though it's probably never gonna happen. But it should already have surpassed Dragon Ball, bro, because Dragon Ball Super, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan, but come on, bro. Like, the writing, I'm also reading the manga. Like, the movie was good, though. So, alright, anyway, enough waffling. Let's just get right into this episode, see what he has to say about One Piece. Maybe he's clickbaiting. Maybe he's like, oh, I actually hate One Piece. I think it's boring. I think the pacing, you know. We'll see. All right, let's get it.
You all know me. I'm not a big believer in the paranormal. Ghosts, ghouls, goblins, gnomes, Wi-Fi, all just a bunch of
Wi-Fi's weird though,
horseradish,
yeah.
if you ask me. And you know what else I didn't believe in until recently? One Piece being good. But now everything I thought I knew is crumbling around me because I am actually, finally, enjoying One Piece after 2 years of committing time to watching this to see if I'll ever enjoy it. I just finished Water 7 and Innie's Lobby, and
I see. He finished Ennis Lobby and Water 7. Alright. Yep. That'll do it. That'll do it, bro. If you don't get picked up on like Baratier or like Arlen Park or Alabasta, it's definitely gonna be Water 7 or Ennis Lobby. Yeah, okay.
and I actually really liked those arcs. Now, typically, this is a video I would post on my second channel, Moist Charlie Clips, because that's where I've been updating people on my One Piece progress, and it's also just a channel where I've been posting a bunch of other weird shit, so go subscribe to that channel, it'll make you more attractive. But the reason I decided not to put it on that channel this time is because this is such a pivotal moment in my anime viewing career. This is the biggest anime ever made and biggest manga by extension, and I've never liked it. I've always shouted bah humbug about all the people going crazy about how good One Piece is. But now, after 300 something episodes, I'm finally enjoying it. I'd given One Piece so many chances over the years to really grip me, and it never has, so I always thought that everyone that was preaching the gospel of One Piece being the best fiction ever produced, I thought they were all just a bunch of lunatics, like solar panel scammers just making up lies. You know,
I mean, that is pretty much the personalities people One Piece people have on Twitter, right? Like, oh, you have to watch One Piece. It's amazing. Like they always like putting it in your face, like, yo, if you don't like One Piece, I'm gonna kill your family. I'm gonna hunt your dog. Like, you know, like all that type of bullshit. Like, so some of them are crazy, alright? Like, let's be honest. But every fan base has their crazy fans. And there's always the whole stupid debate about Naruto versus One Piece. Blah, blah, blah. Like, nobody cares, bro. Literally nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like, if you're not currently online, nobody cares about that. But so he literally was struggling through, wow, so many arcs, right? He was struggling through, I mean, the first 2 arcs I get, you know, like Orange Town, Syrup Village, you know. But Baratie, I think Baratie is brilliant. I think Allen Park is brilliant. I think Alabasta is brilliant. So it took him Water 7 and Ennis Lobby for him to finally like, yo, this is it. I mean, let's be honest, bro. Ennis Lobby is a crazy arc, right? Like the fights, the progression, like the story as well, right? Like it's all about a rescue arc on Robin and stuff, right? Like a new character that got introduced after Alabasta and stuff. So also it has like a lot of like history behind it, right? Because Robin, we finally understand why Robin was called the Demon Child, why Robin is like hunted for her whole life, because she knew information that shouldn't be known to the like. That's the reason, or like they fear that she knows information that that's about like the Dark Ages and stuff, right? Like this is just the intricate like specialty Oda has with like writing One Piece, bro. Like there's so many like things going on in the background, like history, like story wise, and it all like comes together at some point, like world government being corrupt, pirates being corrupt, and then like there's good pirates and good marines. Some fucking pirates are like can literally meet with like the Girosei, like Shanks can literally just meet the Girosei, which is still a mystery at this point, right? Like, I'm sorry, this shouldn't be the video about me just talking about One Piece, but I'm honestly really passionate about One Piece. So I'm so glad he finally enjoyed it, you know? Like, I always tell people like, yo, if you don't like it after Arlong Park or Baratie, like, unless you're like kind of feeling Baratie and then like Arlong Park, but like, I don't know, man, it's tough because the beginning of One Piece it's slow. The first couple arcs are a bit I mean, like in retrospect, when you like watched all the episode, right, like you're caught up and everything, then the newest arcs or like the oldest arcs, right, the first ones are really good. You know, you see the development with Usopp and, you know, like all that stuff, right? They get to marry in Syrup Village. You know, there's always a significant part in like these seasons, right? Like Orange Town, Nami joins, you know, like you literally cry about a backstory about a dog, like you know, stuff like that. All right, anyway, I'm gonna continue the video until this video is like 2 hours long.
I thought that whole concept that One Piece was anything more than dog shit was more made up than the boogeyman. But I decided about 2 years ago now to really buckle down, grit my teeth, and just catch up on One Piece to see if it ever actually gets good. I was willing to subject myself to some torture with early One Piece seasons in order to see if the grass was ever greener on the other side when we finally reach like episode 250. There's a very popular meme.
He's not really a manga reader.
Bro, you have to give it like 9 seasons before the show gets good. You have to watch, 400 episodes before you start to like it. You just have to invest the time in it to really get the payoff. And my god, that couldn't be more true for One Piece. It took me 300 episodes to finally get to this point. That's not exactly, that's not nothing. That's a long time spent of not enjoying something before you start liking it.
I mean, he never enjoyed anything. He didn't enjoy the Nami moment. He didn't enjoy it was like a big moment as well. Alabasta, bro, like there's a lot of good filler episodes in Alabasta in my opinion, so that's really funny. He didn't enjoy the part where Luffy literally, flings himself into like a bar with Smoker and Ace sitting there. Like, not a single moment in his watch through of One Piece. He was never like chuckling or like he was just It was just like I don't believe it, bro. I'm like, I get it if you don't enjoy. No, I don't. I don't actually get it. I mean, it's because I literally, the moment my boy Luffy jumped out of that barrel, I was like, yup, this is it. This is it, bro. This is it. Like, and that was like 10 plus years ago, so I don't know, I just am doubtful that he never enjoyed anything. Like, not a single moment, not a single like humorous moment, not a single fight scene. Like, I just find it hard to believe that he didn't enjoy anything for 300. I feel like that's insane. That's like me saying, all right, I'm gonna watch Boruto for like, I don't fucking know how many episodes are Boruto on. I don't fucking know. I don't really care actually. Like, for 300 episodes, I don't even think there are 300. But let's say there's 300 episodes for bro. Nah, I watched Boruto for a solid 2 years. 2 years of fucking filler bullshit. And I dropped it because they ruined Naruto's actually. But anyway, regardless. So, yeah, I don't really believe that he actually doesn't or never enjoyed anything. He gotta have something that he enjoyed pre 300 episodes. Nah.
You know, eating vegetables before you finally get to the main course that you wanted to eat. So I understand why people don't usually subscribe to that belief. Like, it's not worth investing that much time into a show you don't even like until like 300 episodes in, where you get like hypnotized into liking it maybe. I get it. But for One Piece, you know what? I'll just say it's been worth it. I'm not conceding on any of the points I ever made about the previous seasons prior to Water 7, because I still think the pacing was glacial and bad. The outright refusal to actually kill any characters outside of flashbacks was cowardly and takes a lot of the wind out of the sails of stakes when it comes to the show, as well as a couple.
Nobody dying? What do you mean, bro? Like, so you remember, I don't know, the gas? The gas that, fuck, what's his name again? Stone Creek? With the mask, they had to, like, put on these gas masks so they wouldn't die from the toxic gas? Like, you don't remember a lot of them dying because of that? Like, a lot of people die in the show, bro. Like, Kuro killed half his own crew. Buggy bombed the whole village. Like, does he mean, like, Luffy and like, the Straw Hats not killing anyone? Because also, that's also false. Like, some of these hits that Luffy pulls, they should kill people, bro. They should. Like, let's be honest. Especially when he goes gear 3, bro. Like, with that giant fucking fist, there's no way people survive that shit. But regardless, I don't think you remember it correctly, bro. Or you, like you said, you're just talking about Luffy and stuff, like not killing people. Which I think is also not true. I think, what's his name? Died. Didn't the clown die on the tricycle in Orange Town? I could be wrong. I don't think he comes back anymore, so he dies in some way, I think, but I could be wrong on that.
A couple of other arguments I've made a lot in the past that I don't need to just regurgitate here. Up until this point, there wasn't a whole lot I liked about it, other than a couple of characters like Zoro and Chopper, and I did like the Alabasta arc overall.
Yes, sir!
On the whole, wasn't really feeling One Piece. I wasn't exactly pumping my fist, getting excited for it. It was a show that literally was a sleep aid. Like, this was the cure for insomnia for the first 240 episodes. Like, it was so goddamn boring and generic. I wasn't enjoying it. But then
this just makes me wonder what he thinks about, like, other anime. Like, I haven't really watched a lot of Boys Critical myself. I've seen some clips here and there, you know, some goofy memes and stuff like that. But like, what other takes does he have, like, on other anime? Like, has he, like, watched recent shows like Demon Slayer stuff or something? I should check that out. Because I don't really know the gauge on, like, what his critical opinions about, like, stuff, like, entertainment is, right? Like, I have seen some of the movie reviews, like the Moist Meter stuff and stuff, right? But I don't know. I should probably check out some of them, see what he thinks about, like, lower tier anime besides One Piece, but we'll see.
Once I got to Water 7, things really started to turn up. Like a lot of people said. Most people actually when I was talking about this on stream across my journey, always said that you have to at least get to water 7 before it gets really good. And I can't fucking believe it, but they were right. It actually is good. So, I'm not just going to repeat all of the things I've said on my second channel about One Piece so far with my updates, so I'll just give you the brief cliff notes. I like some of the characters like Zoro and Chopper. I cannot stand Luffy. He's my least favorite character, and now after finishing Enies Lobby, he is still my least favorite character.
Huh? He doesn't like Luffy? Whoa, that's a hot take. That's a scorching hot take. What? Also, he called Water 7 One Piece generic. Okay.
This fucking goober only has 2 modes. It's stupid and then stupid and hungry. And then I guess a third mode when he's fighting. And then he's, you know, at least he's not being annoying. Like, he's just a fucking grating character, and as I understand it, you either love or hate him, and unfortunately, I'm on the hate him side. I do not like him. He is very, very annoying, and I get that that's his whole character trait, but so far he has not evolved past that or developed past it at all. And I can...
Annoying? Luffy annoying? I don't think I've heard that. Heard anyone say that before. What? He's perceived as annoying to some people? Really? Interesting.
Never forgive this show for what it did during Skypiea, where it just put Luffy in the belly of a giant snake, and he stayed there for like 30 fucking episodes straight, and just was like left in stupid juice and like in this trance of idiot moron mode, where he just kept like punching walls, and he's like, oh, this is such a weird cave. Man,
that's filler, my dude. That's filler. That's not canon. But yeah, criticizing filler is still, you know, valid because it's part of the anime. I feel like some people forget that, like, oh well, it's just filler, don't worry about it. Well, if that's the case, then the whole Boruto for 4 years is filler, you know? Like, you gotta be consistent then, right? Like, but yeah, you can definitely criticize filler. You can definitely do that. That's a valid point in my opinion. And like he said, the snake thing, I don't believe that's canon. Because I don't believe, I mean, I know that's not canon. So,
man, am I ever gonna leave this weird cave? Such a weird cave. Like, he himself made Skypiea almost unwatchable because he is just a perpetual stupid character. And that's just not that fun to watch, especially when it holds everything back. A lot of the problems are caused because Luffy is stupid, and I think that's just a weak plot point that drives things forward, or at least...
What? Hold up. What scenarios occurred because Luffy is stupid? Like pre-Skypiea. I'm generally thinking right now. Hold on. Feel free to remind me in the comments below because I have no recollection of like things that Luffy screwed up or like caused because he's stupid. I could be wrong though. Like I'm not like Tekken 101, bro. Like I'm not a fucking One Piece encyclopedia, bro.
Leading up to Water 7 and Enies Lobby, there was a lot of moments where Luffy was literally the reason things went bad because he is dumb. Like, he is just legitimately dumb, and that's it. Like, he's just stupid. Being stuck in the belly of a snake for so long is beyond
you really
to watch because it just keeps repeating itself. Ah, this is a weird cave. God, this cave is so weird. Gum Gum Gatling. Oh, these cave walls are so big. Cave is weird. And then he's finally...
Bro, that you can already tell, bro. You can already tell. That particular filler part really pissed him off. It definitely pissed him off.
From the snake at the very fucking end, he's like, "Oh, you guys came into the weird cave to save me?" You're like, "Luffy, it's a snake." "What do you mean it's a snake? It's a cave." It's just so fucking... It's so lame. It's so lame. I cannot stand Luffy as a character. There's only like maybe 3 or 4 moments where he's been serious, and even then, he's still a bit of a goofball. And that's, I don't know, I just don't really like that kind of character trait hammered in non-stop. But all the other characters so far, for the most part, I do like, with Zoro and Chopper being my favorite. Zoro, because he's just a perpetual badass, and he is usually always serious, and when he's not, it's actually kind of rewarding to see him lighten up. And Chopper, because I actually really
Don't
like.
get used to that. Don't get used to Zoro being anything else but serious later on. Because after time skip, that personality is gone, sadly, bro. Like him laughing is just that's you're not gonna see that anymore. Sadly enough.
Like Chopper's backstory. So far, he's one of the few characters that got a lot of attention given to them prior to Water 7, of course. And I liked that. I liked everything about his motivation, his drive, where he's come from, and how he grows. Now, we get to Water 7, and every character is getting a lot more to them, especially Nico Robin, the most mysterious of the crew. And there's a lot of drama that happens with Usopp leaving the crew after the Going Merry is deemed insalvageable. They can't, revive her. They couldn't get the paddles out and fucking shock it back. It was kaput. It's dead. And Usopp he's not having it. He thinks Luffy and the crew gave up on the Going Merry too early. So Usopp leaves the crew after challenging Luffy to a duel, and it's very emotional. It's very emotional. I didn't like Usopp that much until Water 7. Now I really like
facts.
Usopp. And by extension, his alter ego, Sniper King. I like everything.
Hey! You can't say that. You can't say that, bro. Usopp isn't Sniper King. What do you mean, bro?
I complained about up until Water 7, they are directly addressing and making better, except Luffy. So I'm getting excited here. The fights are better. I did like the Iniru fight from the Skypiea arc, even though Skypiea as a whole absolutely blew filthy fucking ass.
Bro, I don't get this take that people say Skypiea is bad and boring. There's so much humor, there's so much world building, there's so much interesting characters getting introduced. The first time we see the fucking observation hockey, someone having observation hockey. The world is ruled by a seemingly god that is unbeatable, but because Luffy got the nature advantage with his Devil Fruit, he can easily beat him, which is a really fun way to make a dude that is so full of himself and he has no natural enemies, and then this goofy rubber dude pulls up and well, I'm immune to your attacks. Bro, that is the essence of One Piece, I swear, bro. Also, Nolan, bro, the missing island that got fucking launched into the fucking air because of upstream or something. I forgot the name. That whole backstory in damn it, I forgot the name. The whole fucking city where Bellamy is introduced and Blackbeard is introduced, right there before they go up the water stream up to Skypiea, right? The impact dials, the natives from Skypiea having this weird fucking hover skates or whatever, and them fighting against NLs and stuff. Bro, how do people say Skypiea is boring? Also, the amount of really important information that Skypiea brings. The first ever, or not the first, wait, is it the first? Is it the first red poneglyph or not? I don't remember actually. But the whole thing is that was signed by Roger himself. And now you don't really know who Roger is, but Roger used to be used to be the king of the pirates. He's literally in the first intro of the One Piece when you started. You literally see a whole backstory of how Roger is getting executed. It says the One Piece is all yours. Go find it. Right? I don't know. Maybe I'm somehow biased. I don't try to be biased, but I just can't see. I can't see the negativity around Skypiea at all. It's probably one of the most funniest moments ever, bro. The moment where Luffy is just singing, it's just fucking funny, and then a goat? I don't know, man. Maybe, like I said, maybe I'm biased and I can't see anything wrong in One Piece. I can, don't get me wrong. I have some takes about One Piece that some people are they're kind of hot, but I don't know, man. I'm just curious on how he got to this conclusion and stuff, and like, what his like criticism and what I like his criticism stands on, you know, like what is are like his reasons and like stuff like that for like how his critiques are built on, you know.
Fantastic. And now we're seeing a lot more great fights in these two arcs. So I don't know, I've just been really liking it a lot more, though most of my complaints are still here. I still fucking hate how nobody dies. Nobody dies in this show outside of a flashback. Only when they're doing flashbacks do they have deaths so far. There's no real integral character deaths or really emotional moments so far. The biggest culprit, the biggest crime, and this was an affront to God when it comes to bad writing, is in the Alabasta arc when Pell takes like the nuclear bomb that's about to blow up Alabasta, flies it up into the sunset in order to sacrifice himself, a noble sacrifice, completing his character arc perfectly, and he does that. Bomb blows up. Everyone's expecting Pell to be dead because he just ate a goddamn nuclear bomb for breakfast. But then he's not dead. He's
Bro, he's just built different.
still alive. He still lives because they don't kill anyone off in this fucking show. And I think that's such a misstep. All of the big bad villains are still alive. Luffy just knocks them unconscious like it's a Pokemon fight. That is underwhelming. I think that's very underwhelming, especially for...
Yeah, but like, that's basic anime though. Like, think about like one of the biggest anime, Dragon Ball. Nobody dies, pretty much. And if they die, they like get killed by someone else than Goku. Goku literally kills outside of like OG Dragon Ball when he was a kid and literally decimated the whole entire fucking army base. But disregarding that, he only killed I think it was only in the Boost Saga, only that weird light monster. He turned Super Saiyan 3 and he literally exploded him, and then he killed Kid Buu. That's it. He only killed 2 people, and I guess Reddit's, but he kind of sacrificed himself with it, right? So yeah, I guess Reddit's. He didn't kill anyone in the Frieza or Namek Saga. He didn't kill anyone in the Androids or Cell Saga. And then like 2 in the Buu Saga. That's it. Without like counting the movies. Like he killed Broly. No, he didn't. He's still alive. I don't know, whatever. Like that's a basic anime like Naruto, bro. Who Naruto literally kills nobody. Naruto has never killed anyone. Ever. Same with fucking Ichigo. Ichigo has never... Wait, no, Ichigo has killed... Yeah, he killed plenty of people, actually. Yeah, Ichigo is, like, outside of that, he's, like, an exception. What other anime are, like, big? My Hero. Nobody dies in My Hero unless they sacrifice themselves. Demon Slayer. Only demons die. Or at least the main cast kills demons. But that's kind of the whole point of the show. Like, I feel like this criticism is rooted in a personal bias against that. Like, I get that you don't like that, but that's just anime in general. Unless you're talking about like Attack on Titan, where irrelevant characters die, but the main characters don't die, and if they die, they have a noble sacrifice or something like that. And while I do think his critiques are valid in the sense like he should have died when he literally ate a nuke, right? I do agree with that, but I think it's just kind of ignorant to expect something else in like the anime format. Like in anime manga, it's really not that common that characters die, right? And when they die, they mostly make a big spectacle about them, unless it's like Berserk, because God knows how many people die in Berserk. But disregarding that, I don't know. I don't think it's a valid criticism. Well, it's also a valid one at the same time.
The Pirate King, you know, the kid who wants to be the Pirate King, the crew, the Pirate Hunter, Zoro, like, it's just underwhelming. So that complaint is still here even after Innie's lobby.
Wait, hold on.
Zoro, you know, the kid who wants to be underwhelming. I think that's very underwhelming, especially for the Pirate King, you know, the kid who wants to be the Pirate King, the crew, the Pirate Hunter, Zoro, like, it's just underwhelming. So that complaint is still here even after Innie's lobby. But I know there are character deaths coming up. I've been spoiled, obviously, on where the show goes because Tiana watched all of it in a short period of time, so I saw a lot of it. And I know there are character deaths that come up, but even still, as of right now, it's just lackluster. Because I always know, no matter what, they're not going to kill off even minor characters. Even characters that don't have a whole lot to contribute, nothing really happens to them. So that all
It's because Oda himself likes the characters so much. Every character he builds up, every character he writes, every character he creates, he loves those characters so much that he doesn't want to. I read in an interview. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sure if it was a valid interview or not. It was like the source Twitter, so who knows if it's true. But I read in an interview where, or on this Twitter post where he said in an interview that when he had to kill off, spoilers by the way, for I can't think of. Hold on. Summit War arc. When he killed Ace, right, or make him die, that he deadass got depressed because of that. Like I said, this is all Twitter source, so I don't even know if it's correct. But honestly, from what we know about Oda, I think that's very like him. That he doesn't like killing characters because he likes the characters too much. He's like a fan. Like, he doesn't want characters to die, so he doesn't kill them off unless there's a solid reason for it. Like, the reason he killed off Ace, for example, is because for character growth on Luffy, right? Like, that's one of the biggest parts. So yeah, like I said, his criticism is valid, but I think you should disregard that criticism. It's not gonna happen. One Piece is built around the fact that characters don't die, no matter what, pretty much, unless there's like a really special situation. So unless you keep that criticism strong and firm, you might never actually really start liking One Piece. So I mean, sure, you can still like One Piece without with having criticism of the show. I also have criticism of the show. Like, I think if you're a big fan of something, you should have criticisms on the show you're a fan of, right? So yeah, I think you should definitely disregard that opinion, because it's not just telling you right now.
It grinds my ass grease. Like, I really do still have an issue with that, pulling all of these punches, when it would be a lot more impactful to the story if they would just commit to killing some characters that obviously were being set up for something like that.
I agree.
But anyway, that's probably still my biggest complaint. But overall, Water 7 and Enies Lobby have done wonders for making this show enjoyable. The villains are much more interesting here. It's introducing a ton of new, deeper underlying issues that are going on in the world around them, even outside of the immediate problems. The overarching plot continues to get bigger in the scale and scope of it. So it's just finally being fucking interesting, and not just a slog or a tedious chore to get through. The reason it's taken me 2 years to even get this far into the show is because I would constantly fall asleep throughout these episodes. So it would take me like a month, 2 months, or even sometimes 3 months to finish a single episode, because every time I'd put it on, it would put me to sleep. It was more effective than NyQuil. Like, some of these episodes in the other arcs were just so meaningless and so boring. Like, I wasn't invested in it. And there is still some of those sins committed even in this arc, in these two arcs. Like, for example, in the middle of very high stakes stuff, when they're working to get Nico Robin back on the crew after learning the truth about why she betrayed them, in the middle of that, there is, I think it's 4 episodes of just flashback filler. In the middle of like this extremely important moment, with Nico Robin opening up about her past, wanting to come back to the Straw Hats but can't because of the Buster order. And during this, like, as they're squaring off with all the bad guys and with Nico there as well, they just like fucking shoehorn in like 4 filler episodes. Why? What, like in the middle of very important stuff? At least I think it was at that part. I'm already getting a little.
What I hear the most of is he is really critical. Most critical. He is really critical about like the fillers, which, like I already said, like previously, I think that's a valid criticism. So unless he's like not a manga reader at all, he never reads manga, he never wants to read manga, he never had the desire to read manga, I would suggest he just picks up the manga, bro. I swear, the pacing is better, the amount of time it will take you to get through it is so much better. The thing I like the most about manga is that I can just, easily just go back a page or like look at one specific like panel for a little bit longer than normal, just to soak in, you know, all the details, or like just the moments, you know. I think a whole different debate, but like manga versus anime is such a difference. Like the difference between like reading a manga and watching a anime is so significant. It's not even comparable in my opinion. That's why I also just watch the anime whenever I have read a manga. Not because only, oh, I want to see it animated, right? Like, that's one of the things, right? But, like, it's just a different experience altogether, right? So, he's definitely critical about the fillers, which is a really valid point. But this can, like, I feel like all these things that he's criticizing about, right? Like, all his criticisms and things he doesn't like about the show could be solved with just reading the manga for like most of the part. Like him not liking Luffy is probably not the reason, or like probably gonna be less in the manga because you don't hear someone screaming, for example, or like laughing, or like, you know, some people find loud noises annoying, which is a valid criticism as well because it's more personalized, and that would all be removed in the manga, right? Now, I don't really know if he watches the sub or dub. I hope the fuck he doesn't watch the dub, because the dub is. Oh, I started with the dub, bro. Like Luffy's voice. Wait, hold on. You're telling me he thinks Luffy is annoying, right? Is he watching the dub? Oh god, don't tell me he watches the dub, bro. No, please don't tell me you watch. Oh no. Nah, I'm wrong. I gotta be wrong, right? He doesn't read the dub, please. Or watch the dub. Because if he watches the dub, I totally get it. I totally get it. Because I started with the dub. Back in the day when I started anime, I always started with the dub, and then I cut up, and then I went over the sub, and, you know, stuff like that. Eventually I just stopped watching dubs altogether because they just suck, in my opinion. Most dubs just suck. But if he watches the dub, I understand why he thinks Luffy is annoying, because the dub Luffy is excruciating. Excruciating? I don't think that's a word, but it's a now, alright? go put it in the dictionary. Excruciating the annoying. Oh boy. Listen, if that's the case, he just gotta switch to dub, bro, because the dub voice of Luffy is so much less annoying than the like the dub voice of Luffy is like, gum gum, like, oh my lord, bro. It's nah. The person who dub voices Luffy should retire. I don't care. I don't fucking care, bro. Sound like Ash Ketchum looking ass. Not even, bro. He's worse than Ash Ketchum now. Anyway, if that's the case, that he thinks Luffy's annoying because the dub is fucking annoying, then another issue we can get resolved is just watching the sub. But then you also have like chronically dub watchers as well, so maybe he's chronically dub watcher as well. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I have a bunch of solutions which he might be open to actually, you know, try, or he's not. That's how it is. I'm only like suggesting. I'm not forcing anything at all.
Foggy on exactly when those flashback fillers come in, but I'm pretty sure it's there. And it's just, you know, it's unnecessary. It doesn't add anything. All it does is ruin, once again, the pacing and detract from the enjoyment.
Yeah,
so
facts.
there are still those moments here, even in what I consider to be the best arcs of the show so far, but they're much lesser and a lot less egregious. So overall, I just like the direction Water 7 and Enies Lobby is taking the show. I'm finally starting to see how this opens up into something very special for the first time. So yeah, I'm finally liking One Piece. I know this isn't the most like detailed Moist Meter review breakdown of Water 7 and Enies Lobby, but I don't really think that's necessary. All of you watching this have probably already formed your opinions about One Piece, and there's not a whole lot I can do to like change your mind. All I can speak to is what I've found not enjoyable versus enjoyable. And right now, Water 7 and Enies Lobby is exactly what I'm looking for from a show like One Piece. So I'm hoping the coming arcs continue that energy and keep that momentum pumping. So yeah, finally liking One Piece.
Oh boy. Listen, alright. After Enies Lobby ends, right? We get post Enies Lobby. Yes, that's a different arc, alright? Some people don't realize that, but it is, alright? Then we get Thriller Bark, which is arguably, around the fandom dubbed one of the worst arcs with one of the best moments, if that makes sense. I personally like Thriller Bark. I caught up with One Piece mid Thriller Bark, so I know how it was like to watch it weekly. And pacing wise, it's not any better. Like, One Piece pacing is definitely the biggest issue the anime is always facing. That's why the manga is so much better. The manga gets to the point. It doesn't, fluff around and stuff. But after, he's probably gonna struggle through Thriller Bark if he doesn't really like the humor of One Piece, which is, I think, one of the many reasons, or one of the big reasons somebody would like One Piece a lot, if you are down with the humor and stuff. Then we get the Summoned War. All right, but did I say Summoned War last time? I meant Marineford. The hell? No, Summoned War is on Fishman. No, not Fishman Island. On Sabaody, right? Yeah. So the Summoned War and Sabaody, which I think he's gonna really like because there's more characters getting introduced. The worst generation is getting introduced. The Celestial Dragons are gonna get introduced, which are incredibly, frustratingly, and like hateable characters for a good reason. We meet a character from the crew, from Roger's crew. We meet the admirals. Like, we meet a lot of people in Dressrosa, or not Dressrosa, no. Sabaody, right? So Sabaody is definitely gonna be peak if he likes the summit or the Water 7 and his lobby, because there's gonna be a lot of fights, there's gonna be a lot of emotions, there's gonna be a lot of history, which he claimed he also liked. More bigger issues like Celestial Dragons. Like, Celestial Dragons is a big issue, bro. It's still brewing, alright? Celestial Dragons are still brewing and ruining everything, alright? And I think he's just gonna like all the new worst generations and stuff. Like, I think he's gonna like that. I think he's gonna like Kid. I think he's gonna like Law. I think he's gonna like Kizaru. I think he's gonna like Rayleigh. I think he's gonna like that one of the characters from Arlong Park is back. I think he's gonna like a lot of stuff with Sabaody. And then, like, arguably the peakest moments of One Piece is like Amazon Lily, Impel Down, and then like Marineford arc. 3 banger arcs, in my opinion, in a row. Maybe Amazon Lily is not that amazing, but it's short. I think it's like, what? How many episodes is it? Got the thing right here. It's only 2 volumes long. It's 14 episodes, so it's a really short arc. And then we go into Impel Down, which, bro, the world building on Impel Down. He's finally gonna appreciate why Luffy doesn't kill anyone. He's going to appreciate that Luffy and Straw Hats don't kill the villains, because he's gonna reunite with Mr. 2, with Crocodile, with Mr. 3. Like, bro, Buggy, bro. Bro, listen, bro, I've been really trying to be unbiased about this whole takes on One Piece, but I think all of them are, I think they're all valid, but I think they're wrong. like all his criticisms so far, as I remember at least, is the pacing, which is valid. That's the only thing I actually can agree on. The pacing is atrocious in most of the arcs in One Piece. Then he doesn't like Luffy, which I established is probably the reason, because he watches dub. And he hasn't said anything about Sanji or Nami. He has said something about Robin, but he didn't really go into detail, like if he liked those characters or not. He only said that he liked Chopper and Zoro, but he also didn't speak about any, like, I know it was not a really intricate review of like his whole journey. I need to dive into his more intricate reviews on it, though, because I need to understand more on like where he's coming from, what his real critiques are. Like, this is where like his broad critiques. He might have some minor critiques that are like, yeah, I agree. But so far, like what he said in this video specifically, a lot of the things he said is just getting solved if he just read the manga or switched to sub, which I assume he doesn't. I think he watches dub, but I think he's definitely gonna He's gonna eat well. He's gonna eat well when Marine Ford starts, bro, because he likes Endless Lobby and Water 7. He's gonna be eating with Marine. Alright, that was about the... Alright, that was about the... Alright, that's the whole video. It's pretty long. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just geeking out on One Piece too much, I guess. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching my review and me talking about One Piece. I'm down to do that any time of the week, alright? I can talk hours about One Piece. So that's definitely not an issue. I talk about a lot of things. Also, make sure to check out one of my anime reactions, alright? That's primarily my content. I make anime reactions on this channel. Unless this does perform well, I might, you know, do more of like this talking style. I don't need my headphones. Talking style video, but I personally don't really like listening to my voice, so I doubt anyone else does. So, but hey, if you let me know in the comments below if you fucks with this or not, highly appreciate it.